Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Hierophant. My name is Patrick. Let's just get this started. October 1 is officially begun today in my world and in a lot of worlds out there. Five of Orbs and the Five of Cups at the cut, the Grotesque and the Vagabond. Um, I woke up to three missed calls this morning, and then I'm sitting out on the porch, so y'all know I'm in my in the zone, in the Zen zone or whatever. And I get this call and I answer the call and it's like, yeah. So we starting October off hardcore. I ain't done nothing the last like week of September. I've done some things, but I was pretty light. I was resting, and that's because I miss October is like knock knock hello. It's time to begin. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing is I still want to come live, and so I'm gonna be pulling on this channel. I want to start using my Instagram and my Twitter more. So I'll pull here. I do a card on Instagram, and then I roll dice on Twitter. Um, there's a devil at the bottom of the deck, and then I do everything else that I need to do outside of that. So let's continue. I only got these to get a piece of the story because the SKT can be a little dense sometimes. So let's go. And I've been thinking, I was like, well, maybe I could just finish my schoolwork and do all of this other stuff, sort of the Emperor and the Nine of Swords at the cut, do all this other stuff as it comes up or whatever. So for today, the 1st of October, what do you got to tell the good folks who will come across this video? Or, they general, so it ain't gonna necessarily be for everybody, but that goes without saying, I feel. Alright, let's, keep this fairly short, though. I guess I don't need to have it in reverse. And, like, 2 cards at the most. But I guess I'm not gonna rush it either. But yeah, I've been thinking lately about, like, maybe not doing everything at once, but Miss October is like, no, we're doing it all at once. We're doing it all at the same time, and I hope you're ready to go because it's time to go. But I actually kind of sort of work fairly well under pressure. I'm kind of sort of an all-at-once type of person, really. Love that. Thank you. Goodness. I was just going to say that this title card keeps coming out. Bottom of the deck is the Gardener, which is the Seven of Pentacles. The things that we've planted are now starting to bloom. Maybe not all of them necessarily will, but some of them will. And here's the title card again. And I was also thinking, like, I wonder if I should just pull it out of the deck now, because I only wanted to put it in there that day. But it keeps coming out, so obviously it's, I guess, meant to. And then, I mean, it's like Ace of Cups and the Chariot. Just like that full moon in Aries, it's go time. In whatever way you need to go, whatever thing you need to do, it's time to do it. So, thank you. King of Swords, I love that. Bottom of the deck over here is the Daughter of Wands. Daughter of Wands is the Page of Wands. It's the seed of inspiration and creativity that we actually hold in hand. I've actually been feeling this energy as well lately. I feel like I'm a kid again. In that, like, I kind of sort of want to do so much. Like, there are things that I want to do with my life, but I'm also more open to different things now than I've ever been before. And I mean, I don't necessarily, like, I'm not necessarily going to pick the thing right now that I'm going to do for all my life. And it's not like I'll never do anything different, but it feels like lots of sort of possibilities opening, potential pathways and different ways to get wherever. And maybe I'll do a bit of all of it, but we got to start somewhere, and it's, at least in my world, time to start now, because like I said, Miss October ain't playing. I don't know when the last time I woke up to 3 missed calls was, but somebody out there is really trying to get me to get on the ball, and usually they let me just drop it or never pick it up. But they were like, no, today we're doing it. I was like, okay. So yeah, let's see. We're sitting at the title card and the Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting because the Knight of Pentacles is one of my cards for October with the King of Pentacles. I literally just looked at the picture last night to see what my updated card is for October, what my old card was for October, as well as to remind myself what my card for Libra season was. And interesting times lie ahead. And the Knight of Pentacles is looking back at this. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is an energy that's so slow that it's important for us to remind ourselves while we're doing what we're doing sometimes. Or to get clear on it again. And it does almost feel like the Knight of Pentacles is nearing the finish line. Or the Knight of Pentacles is getting closer and closer to wherever it's supposed to be. And since it's the Knight of Pentacles, again, like we've picked up all the tools that we need along the way. We don't necessarily know what's going to happen, but we know what we have and we know what we don't have. And when encountering a situation, we can find out what it is that we need. Knight of Pentacles is very resourceful. So let's continue. So the story, we're starting with the King of Swords, which is all about us projecting our personal truth outward and living in such a manner. It's us not being so easily convinced by other people of things that don't make sense to us, because, and look, it's the rainbow sword. All chakras aligned, all chakras activated, flowing and working together. When you're like in that sort of flow state and operating from the heart and moving forward with that instead of just like, I don't know, holding it, it puts you in this space of basically being the spark man that can't be short circuited. And I was just thinking about how it's interesting on the Legacy channel, we got Elemental Hero Wildheart, and over here we got Elemental Hero Sparkman. And Sparkman came out with, I think there was a trap there. Yeah, it was the Ultimate Offering. It came out with the Ultimate Offering trap. And Elemental Hero Wildheart is immune to all traps. And he even came out with a trap that would sort of either A, it could protect him, or B, it could force him into the shadows on the defensive, but he's immune to all traps. And I just saw the trailer for the second Croods movie the other day. And then they meet the Bettermans, and she's like, emphasis on better. And it's something that, like, the traditional world, there are these modern traps that the traditional world just would not fall prey to. But in the age of electricity where everything is digital and immediate, there are all kinds of things that we're just sort of open to. And, you know, our livelihoods, our mental capacity, our attention spans, our hearts are being sold and sacrificed for the sake of, you know, progression, likes, following, or whatever. But again, it's all things that Elemental Wildheart, our Elemental Hero Wildheart, would be immune to, because he's more sort of rooted and grounded within his own traditions. And it isn't necessarily to be super conservative or traditional or to not engage with the modern world, but it's to maintain our core and to hold true to that. And I think that's an energy that the King of Swords is also coming out with, because the wisdom that we hold inside, it's like a lot of things on the external pale in comparison. It holds no weight. And so we don't even have to cut it out, because it doesn't even get to the point where it forms any attachment or root. Next we have the devil. So in come temptation. In comes the darkness. In comes the opportunity for us to put these past cycles in the past. This is an all upright deck. So this is one of the best energies, honestly, to come out before that. Because like I said, if everything else pales in comparison, like, he's fully aligned in his authenticity, there's nothing for this devil energy to latch onto or to grab onto. And that's also what I was saying yesterday about when we pull our shadow indoors, and when it's not outside in the cold, all alone, dreaming up the worst of nightmares and vulnerable to whatever would come and try to sort of play with it, then it makes us less susceptible to all of this. Also, I feel like there's going to be a need, because it is go time now, there's going to be a need to be really sort of, Capricorn is not the word I want. Self-restraint, self-control, disciplined. There it is. There's going to be a need for us to be really disciplined as we stick to this and come into our abundance and everything else, because it's like, we should have the abundance, and the abundance should not have us to the point where it devolves into greed and opulence, right? Be careful of when abundance turns to opulence. And it's, yeah, so I feel like this is sort of a two-pronged energy. Again, it's to strengthen ourselves against temptation, but it's also for us to be self-disciplined in reaching this finish line, because again, it's like it feels like we're nearing it. And then we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands in this deck especially is about the things that we need to do for ourselves. It speaks of, so with the two wands at the bottom, it's like other people have sort of come with us as far as they can go. Other people have helped us as far as they can, but it's time for us with this one wand up top to sort of finish the journey on our own. Because only we can see through that portal, only we can see through that window, and only we can enter that for ourselves. And it's very much, and it's not that other people can't help you, but it's like other people can't do for you the things that you need to do for yourself. And it's time for you to begin doing things for yourself. It's very much the opposite of the Three of Pentacles energy, where the Three of Pentacles is a task that's so huge and monumental that we need other people to accomplish it. Something that's like so big that we can't do it alone. But the Three of Wands is like something that we need to do by ourselves, right? In the hero's journey, usually there comes a point where the hero is by themselves, and it's usually in the phase of a test where they have to pull together everything that they've gained up until that point, all of the wisdom and lessons that they've learned from their friends, and where they have to make it through on their own. And then later in the story, either the hero will rescue the friends or they'll just reunite at some point later, right? This is that part where we find out what the separation was because of. And either we can take this Father of Swords approach, where we know what it is that we must do and we do it, or we take this Devil approach where we remain codependent or we don't do anything for ourselves, and so it effectively keeps us from entering this brand new space. And again, Page of Wands and the Gardener at the bottom. Page of Wands and the Gardener sit at the bottom of these decks. And so there are these seeds that we've planted in the past. Some of them will really excite us, some of them not so much, but we have to make sure we tend to all of them. And again, that's the energy of the self-discipline that this is going to give us, right? Instead of it being like toxic tendencies and addictive patterns and things like that, it can also be self-discipline. The Capricorn sign, right? So that's what I got today. I'm not gonna do a final message because it wasn't that big, question mark. I am curious to see what's on top of the deck though. The Five of Pentacles. And here we see this wilted flower. It's something that it's wilted in the dark. So this is a space, again, related to that Three of Pentacles that no one else can help us with, really. It's internal to us. This is light that we need to give this flower. This is water that we need to give this flower. This is care and attention that we need to put into this, into ourselves, to see ourselves grow and be abundant and to flourish and to repolarize that magnet so that we're attracting to us the things that actually serve us and the things that we actually want. And I was going to do it later, but I guess I'll just go ahead and do the Instagram and the Twitter thing now. So I'll catch y'all probably tomorrow. Probably, honestly, my goal is to not really use the Legacy channel too much because I got a lot of stuff to do. And I don't know. Everything that, either way on either channel, everything that I could say has already been said, and we're all pretty much in this space where we just need to begin acting and doing what we need to do. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the title card does keep popping out, because that's the space that we're in, and it's not necessarily going to change from day to day. But that's why I also pulled these, just to give us like a snippet of the part of the story that we're in right now. So, there you go. I don't know. Bye. I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this, and I hope you're acting in alignment to make the best out of all of it, you know? I know that things are rough right now. I know that we're also in Mercury pre-shadow, and I'm just letting the Mercury pre-shadow retrograde use me because I'm reaching out to everybody that I don't know, because I am feeling just pulled to reach out to people, and there's a lot of people in not great spaces, and it's understandable for the times, but I don't really like feeling it at the expense of others. But again, it does make me appreciative for all of the work that I've done for myself and that I continue to do for myself, and for the space that I've cultivated for myself and that I continue to cultivate for myself that I have to grow into. And if we don't necessarily or didn't have that before, it's not too late to start tending to the seeds with justice. Yeah. So I feel like that is sort of clarifying, what's the word? Reiterating what I was saying about how some of these seeds are going to be that Page of Wands, Daughter of Wands energy that we're really excited about. Some of them, they won't necessarily be that way. And you see there's these two darker orbs down here with some lighter ones up there. Some of them are going to be necessities. Some of them are going to be wants. Some of them are going to be both. Some of them probably, we need to let wither a little bit. Maybe with the Justice card. If it's not bearing fruit, then, you know, but maybe not. It's all internal. It's all you. So, bye.